Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have arrived in Germany, and throughout this video I'm going to tell you guys how we started getting settled initially and just how we're currently doing and all the changes and transitions that we're going through. Stay tuned. So you guys, it took us a while. There was a little bit of confusion, but we landed at the Lagerhof Inn in Baumholder. I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, then just know I tried. But we have this little cottage as our TLA. It's just a little bit down the street. It was super cute, super quaint. Those stairs were steep, you guys, but it was 2 bedrooms. My teenager had one, me and my husband had this one, which was the master. And our boys shared the pull-out bed and the couch downstairs and the living room. And it had 2 bathrooms, but one bathroom was a half, so like the family did have to shower in here. And I made such good use of that tub because it was an exhausting trip, to tell you the truth. But this is the little cottage kitchen, which is super cute. I wanted to make sure I got all the footage that night before my kids and me just exploded in the house, dropped everything, and it didn't look as nice. Good morning, y'all. Today is day 1. I'm sure it's in the title somewhere of my video, but we got in last night. I'm going to sit down and do a story time with you guys. It was so chaotic, but everybody did their best to make it right for us. So, you know, like I'm not complaining. It was chaotic and I feel like it could have been planned better, but everyone was amazing at thinking on their feet. Our sponsor, our old sponsor, our new sponsor, and where we're at, everything was awesome. My husband's first sergeant, like everybody did good at correcting what the issue was. So that was really great. So we are not in the KMC anymore. We are in Baumholder. That's part of the story time. But right now I'm just going to go on about my day. We're staying in a little cottage, and I went up to the main hotel to get a couple of continental breakfast items for my family. That's what I'm doing right now. Making my boys some bagels and making the my daughter got like a muffin or something like that. Yes, it's early and I'm fully dressed. When we went to breakfast, my husband's first sergeant, you know, said he was going to not the cream cheese I was thinking it was. But anyway, we knew that his first sergeant was going to meet him this morning. So when we had breakfast, of course I got dressed. I'm not going to meet my husband's first sergeant in pajamas and sweatpants. I'm just not that person. If you are, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just not. So I got dressed, and he's off doing some more in processing things now. I don't have any butter. I didn't grab any butter. But anyway, he's off doing in-processing stuff. Even though he is still on leave, in-processing is it's essential because it'll get us on the housing list. We'll get the kids registered for school. It'll let us start our life, even though he's still technically on leave, on PCS leave. But that's neither here nor there. Business needs to be taken care of. So that's what we've got going on day 1. So you guys, you're going to see me go throughout the day, just try to set up house. Like I said, back in the States, my goal for my family in these transitions is to make things normal. So when we got in last night, I was unpacking, where was it? But yeah, so yeah, my biggest goal is to make things normal, get us on a good routine, get us on a good schedule. So after I see what my husband's plans are, after he comes back, my biggest goal is, and we came on a 4-day weekend, you guys. So I don't think I'll be able to register the kids to school until Monday. Today is Thursday or Wednesday. I don't know. I'll confirm later. But anyway, it's a 4-day weekend. I probably won't get the kids registered until Monday, which is fine. but we do need phones, and we've already had a rental when we got here. That'll be part of story time as well. It was supposed to come with our TLA in the KMC area, but now we're up here at Baumholder, which is part of the KMC. It's about 30 minutes away. It's part of it, but it's further out than like Landstuhl, Ramstein, Volkway. It's further out. But anyway, it came with the TLA we were supposed to have there, but we got stationed here, so that was a little bit confusing, but it was really, we hit the ground running. We needed a rental car, we needed, and we need phones. So we're just trying to get all of the priorities checked off in the first, 3 days that we'll be doing things, or 3 business days anyway. But yeah, I'll get them some breakfast. We're going to finish up the rest of the day. And then you guys, you and me are going to sit down for a story time. That is all the chaos of this PCS. But, there's always a silver lining. Things turned out perfectly fine. It wasn't, what we expected, but it's great. So, see y'all in a little bit. So you guys, I really tried throughout this week to do a sit down video. There's just been so much going on. So guess what? We are going to talk about this nonsense right now as I make breakfast for my kids, this little continental breakfast, you can call it. And as I go about, fixing up the house, we are going to talk about it. So first things first, you all saw all the delays that happened in the previous video with, the Patriot Express and things of that nature, which it happens. It's the military, there's always going to go, something's always going to go wrong. So that really didn't get under my skin, hardly none. But when we arrived, it was complete chaos. So once we arrived and we were scheduled, our sponsor was supposed to take us to our TLA, of course. So we did not have a car big enough for us, even though we communicated how many animals we had, how many kids we had, as well as how much luggage we had. We only had 8 luggage. Like, I'm an efficient packer. For a family of 5 plus 2 animals, we only had 8 suitcases. I wasn't going to let my family take 2 apiece. I just wasn't going to let them do that. And the only reason we had 8 was because my husband's PlayStation 5 had its own suitcase, because he didn't want it to break, so we had to pad it real nice. But in my opinion, for a family of our size, it wasn't that much luggage. So they didn't have a car that would fit us. So you guys, they had to call my husband's lieutenant, and my hats go off to this lieutenant because he was a champ all evening. He carted, my luggage around, my kids, and I was so very grateful for that. So what happened was that because they couldn't fit me and the kids in the car, my husband, his sponsor, and his lieutenant, they took their vehicles and they were going to drop off the luggage and come back and get me and the kiddos from, the Ramstein airport. So in the time that they were gone, my husband said, hey, let me just pick up my rental car, because our rental car and our TLA was scheduled together. It was like a package deal. We had spoken to a German national and they had helped us out. So that didn't happen. They decided that because my husband's orders said Baumholder, even though he was supposed to work on Rhine Ordnance Barracks, that the military was not going to pay for a TLA in the Kaiserslautern area. So we couldn't stay there. And so his first sergeant decided that, hey, you're going to have to go up to where your orders say, even though we could use, you here with your MOS and your rank, we could use you here, but because, we can't pay for a TLA, you got to go up there. So we went up to Baumholder. So that evening, my husband's sponsor, as well as his lieutenant, had to drive us all the way to Baumholder, which is about a 45-minute drive from the Ramstein airport. And what was really great about that was my husband's new first sergeant, now that he's in Baumholder, was on top of it. He got us this cottage like right away, and was willing to take care of us. And I'm so very grateful for it. And so we ended up right here in this little cottage, which is part of, the Lagerhof Inn, which is lodging on Baumholder. And I know, like, enlisted, we're not supposed to get this, I know for a fact this house was made, to house, someone of a larger rank, but we're so grateful for it. And I'm glad it was available for me and my family. So we stayed our first couple of days here. before, we were able to do anything. And it worked out really well. Now that we are here in Baumholder, my husband has to get a new sponsor. And this is not me being upset about that or complaining. It's just that we've had to do a lot of research and a lot of footwork on our own, which doesn't bother me at all, because I've been researching and asking questions and, reaching out to other spouses, honestly, for the past year. So we had a pretty good idea what these things entailed. And I'm not going to discount the fact that I have prayed and that God has really set me up for success these past couple of weeks, because things have just been coming to us so easy and in just a manner that I don't really hear it happening with such ease. So I am really grateful for that. So other than that, everything has been going pretty swimmingly, I would say. When I got in here, I just tried to, set up the house as best as possible, unpack everything, because, I just wanted to get comfortable. I want to be able to, enroll my kids in school and to get into a good routine. And also, I wanted to sleep so bad. You guys, my jet lag was insane. So I left El Paso and went to Virginia. So there we go, a time change. And then from Virginia, went to Germany, another time change. So at this point, my body was just like screaming and begging for rest, but I just wouldn't let it, because I just really wanted to get acclimated as soon as possible. So you guys, my first impression of Germany was to embrace this cold weather. When we arrived, it was January the 13th, and it was probably, like close to freezing, like in the low 30s, which didn't bother me one bit. As I said, El Paso was stuck in like the 3-digit weather for so long, and even then when it started to cool off, it was in the 70s, and I was very grateful for it, but like it wasn't actual winter. So I am not bothered by this overcast, weather at all. Where we're staying in this cottage, I'm going to insert a clip. It was a little creepy, but honestly, it was kind of cute. It had like that Pacific Northwest overcast kind of, Halloween-y vibes, and I was just living for it. So I'm really excited to see, what the rest of our time here brings. These little hiccups that we've gone through have not brought me down, not one bit. It's, like, as I said, just being here is a great opportunity. I cannot wait until we get settled so that we can start going on some weekend trips. I've got 4-day weekends planned around like castles and different areas. Something that I read about on one of the spouse Facebook pages was when the lavender blooms. I think it comes up sometime in like April, and there's like a lavender field here, like a lavender farm. I'm so excited for that. That should be coming up like within the next 90 days. So just overall, I'm doing great. I'm happy with initially how everything has gone, and I'm just happy, you guys. I'm definitely working hard to try to adjust and get my family settled, but I'm super excited. Some of the other things that we did on our first day there was go to the bank to set up an account, so that whenever we paid our cell phone bill or we got tickets or anything of that nature, that we'd have a bank account that had the German what they call IBAN. And then also we got our phones that day. I have 2 teenagers going, and one in middle school and one in high school, and I have to be in contact with them and also have location on them. So phones were a must. I hope you all enjoyed our first day in Germany, and I'll see y'all in the next one.